Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited. I am hanging out with award-winning author, best-selling author, 100+ books, because we know there's some more books out there. Celebrating with her on today, guys, and Jacquelin Thomas. And Jacquelin, okay, I know it's serious because we both got on our little glasses. We got on our author glasses today. I love that. I love that. Guys, if you're just joining us, not only are we going to be talking with Jacquelin Thomas about safe house security, we're going to do a little celebrating on today as well. So, of course, you know what to do. Like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to come on down and hang out with us at the cafe on today. Now, Jackie, okay, most of us know you and most of us are fangirling. You got super fans out there. But for those who may be new to you, my friend, you already know what I'm going to say. Introduce yourself to the people.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Jacqueline Thomas. I am a wife, a mom, grandmother, great grandmother. I love books. I love everything about books. And I love what I do writing. Hello, Myra, Helen, and
Hey,
Lachette.
Myra, how are you?
Hi,
Hello,
everybody.
Helen. Thank you for hanging out. Jacqueline, they coming on in. Okay, Jacqueline, we got another super fan hanging out with us on today. Lachelle Weaver. Yes, congratulations, Jackie, on your 100th book as well. I love it. I love it. I love it. And guys, of course, and definitely we are here to celebrate. So feel free to put your comments in the comment section. And we're going to talk about safe house security, but then we're going to talk about general stuff from Jacqueline as well on her journey. Because Jacqueline, okay, I don't know about nobody else, but 100 books, that's a whole lot of books. And plus, I mean, the 101 book will be like releasing in what, like another month or so. But for you, Jackie, when you think about when you got your first book deal, and which that is an amazing story in itself, your first manuscript, man, what would that Jackie, or what would the Jackie now say to that Jacqueline, the author?
First off, when I saw my first book, they offered a 2 book contract. I'd only written the 1 book, and I'm thinking I don't have another story in me, so I'm scared, and I was not telling anybody because I kept thinking they were going to call back and say, "Hey, we made a mistake. We didn't mean to offer you that book deal. That book
Uh-huh.
was somebody else." And so I wouldn't tell anybody until the book actually was getting ready to come out. Was when I told my
Oh,
family. Yeah, so that was, I kept it a secret because it was so unreal for me. Um,
okay.
what I would say to that person, I would actually say she was probably more braver back then than I am now. If that
Really?
Yes. You know, when I was younger, I was more willing to take risks and
Okay.
to just kind of put myself out there. As I get
Yeah.
older, I find myself kind of pulling back, and I have to kind of talk myself into things. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It may sound strange, but it is who I am, is what I am. I'm happy to have been able to spend 27 years doing what I love best, and that's writing. I put off my planned career as a psychologist to write, and so now I feel like I've come full circle. My goal was 100 books, so I made that goal. So now I'm focusing more so on the psychological aspect and being a counselor and doing that. So but I'm still writing, so never fear, I'm
Yep,
still
you still
writing.
writing. Well, Jackie, and also with you stepping into the whole psychiatrist and that style of it, it's also coming across in your writing as well. Because y'all, let
Yeah.
me tell you, with this intrigue, y'all, Jacqueline, let me tell y'all. Okay, so y'all know she gave us her debut with Intrigue was Guardian Defender, and y'all know I fell in love with Guardian Defender. I said, oh, let me tell y'all, Jacqueline did her good writing. Okay, y'all know when I say authors do their good writing, most of them always do their good writing, which she does. But I was like, oh my goodness, this I'm loving it. So guys, then she hit us with book number 100, Safe House Security, and she does it again. So I am loving that. And Jacqueline, for those of us who've been following you, see, Jacqueline ain't new to this. Okay, y'all know that little saying, she ain't new to this, she true to this. Okay, do y'all remember Poison Pen. Okay, now Jackie, I don't know what book number that was, but Jacqueline stepped into a little bit of that suspense there as well. So,
Mhm.
Jacqueline, I love that about you and your writing, and I want you to talk on this a little bit. You are such a prolific, eclectic writer. Because if you guys don't know, I'm gonna spill a little tea. Jacqueline write a little bit of YA. Jacqueline writes women fiction. She writes, of course, the romance. She writes the inspirational romance. She writes the romantic suspense. I mean, she's just an all around great writer. Share a little bit with us about that, Jacqueline, or how that is for you to be able to share your gift of writing, but to kind of be able to step into those different genres of it as well.
I think for me, I wouldn't say I get bored easily, but I'm a reader. So, I'm a book nerd. I love to read, and I
She
love
is.
a diverse, in diverse genres. I read anywhere from Shakespeare. I love a good story.
Yeah.
And so that's what I grew up doing, reading and reading all these different stories and all these different genres. I am believe it or not, a historical fiction lover, but my first love is suspense,
Yeah.
murder, all of that good stuff. So romance was important to me because my mother loved romance, and I grew up reading romance. And I feel like, and I tell anybody, romance led me to my husband, my own hero, because it taught me how men should treat women,
Mm.
at least the ones I read. Now, all romance doesn't do that, but the ones I read, the Harlequin romances did. And so they were near and dear to my heart. YA was very near and dear because I worked with young people and they were reading my adult books. And I'm thinking, some of these topics are too heavy for teens. So then
Mhm.
I wrote books for them. Again, my first love was suspense. I stayed away from it for a number of years. I would infuse it in different books. So
Mhm.
anybody that's read my books throughout the years have seen an infusion of, suspenseful moments. Um,
Yeah.
so I dabbled in it. I wasn't, I dated it. Let's say I dated it, did it, but I dated. And so what happened is, as I, realized I was getting close to the 100, and I felt comfortable with romance. I felt comfortable with YA. I felt comfortable with the genres I was working in. So I said, let me stretch myself as a writer, because I believe writers should do that. We should constantly
Mhm.
ourselves. And so the next thing for me was to tackle my first love, and that was suspense. And so mystery. So I did. And it was well received, especially with cold cases. And anybody that knows me knows I think I'm a detective. And so I loved solving cold case crimes. And so I'm a member of uncovered.com, which is a website for the public to solve cold cases. And so I'm like one of their detectives.
I
So
love that. I love that. Guys, if you're just joining us, and Helen says 100 books is such a wonderful literary accomplishment, and so proud of you and happy for you. Yes, Helen, I love that. I love that. And guys, like I said, I continue. We are celebrating with author Jacqueline Thomas on today. Definitely put your comments in the comment section as well. And Jacqueline, it's just amazing when I think about all of the books that you've written. And before we get into Safe House Security, I want to ask you this. Now, I know, not to ask you like, what's your favorite? Because I'm sure all of them are your favorite. They're your book babies. But do you have any close, that you're thinking of that book just kind of had like a special moment in your heart? And it could be more than one. I know I have one. Look, Jackie, I know I have one. I was telling somebody about that book the other day. And speaking of that book, Jacqueline, look, hint, hint. Every time I read it, I am crying at the end. It's such a special book. But anyway, not to sway your decision. Is there a book that just kind of have that little special little place for you?
for me, I don't have favorite children, so I also don't have favorite books.
Right.
However, there are different things about my children that are near and dear to me. And so with my book babies, I would say that Prodigal Husband was
Ooh,
one,
yeah.
because that was really the first Christian fiction that I wrote. It was
Mm,
going to come out, but
mm,
because Sensation came out first.
mm.
Prodigal Husband was the first one that I wrote.
Yeah.
And it was when I committed to writing Christian fiction, you know,
Mhm.
and, like I said recently, Victoria helped me kind of come to that. And she had kind of read like the synopsis of, Prodigal Husband and was like, yes, you are meant to do this. So
Mm.
Prodigal Husband was very special to me. Redemption, as you know,
Yeah.
very, very special. I love redemption. I love the whole story of Hosea and Gomer. So
Yeah.
Jezebel is another one because
Mm.
Jezebel was a woman that I didn't want to be like, but
Jacqueline, I'm getting so emotional when you're kind of, I mean, because you're pulling back, I mean, these are books, guys, that introduced me to Jacqueline Thomas. So I'm just getting so full listening to her talk about these. But anyway, Jackie, go ahead.
Jezebel was a woman that did things that, you know, um, I would like to have done to people. You know how but she did it, and so I kind of lived through her. But what I really love was all my books that were based on biblical characters have a
Mhm.
special place in my heart because these are biblical characters that I identify with that in the Bible that really helped to shape my faith. And so
Yeah.
now I know I didn't want to be anything like Jezebel, but I enjoyed writing about her because I thought she was such a interesting person to do a psychological profile on.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
she
Yeah.
was, she was kind of psycho, and so she was great for doing that. Um, my poison pen was one. Phoenix. Phoenix was in my
Oh,
heart
yeah.
for years. Yeah, Phoenix was in my heart for years. And that was a story I tried to sell, and none of the publishers knew what to do with it. And so I decided to put it out myself, and it did, pretty well. So um, the one that's coming out, well, my intrigue series. Well, first of all, my cold case series. I love my cold case series.
Yes.
My intrigue series, I love them too. I loved Guardian Defender, and anybody that has read Guardian Defender, you may be thrilled to know that Safe House Security picks up from there. You get to see the characters again. You get to um, get back on the chase with the Mancuso cartel.
Yes.
So they're connected books. They're not necessarily a sequel, but they're just connected in that way. I love Safe House Security because I was able to really kind of delve into that manhunt kind of thing, and I was able to,
Yes.
I think, bring in my people. I have a favorite agency, law enforcement, and they are the Shadow Wolves, and they are in like
Okay.
the Arizona area. They're Native American, like a Native American Special Forces law enforcement, and a lot of
I
times
love that.
they work with ATF, they work with FBI, they work with DEA in tracking because they use their skills learned on the reservation, and as Native Americans they have special tracking skills, and so they're able to use those skills to track down drug mules and things like that in the desert. And so and you normally don't see them coming. And my I really love the Shadow Wolves. I'm just a big now I'm a super fan of the Shadow Wolves. I actually want to do a series about them because they're just
Oh, okay. Spill a
and,
little
and
tea.
being able to interview one of them and be able to kind of do a ride along, and of course it wasn't like a real one because they won't take you, but
Well,
anyway.
it's exciting to me, Jay. That's adventurous still.
So yeah, so I love all of my books for different reasons. I'm proud of each and every one, and so they're special to me. They are my book babies.
I love that. And guys, let me tell you, as you can see it radiating off of Jackie when she's talking about all of her book babies. And take notes, because I mean, like I said, it's 100+, and we are kind of giving names, and these books are still available. So as we spit off names or what have you, feel free in the comment section. You can put your books in the comment section that you enjoy from Jacqueline Thomas as well. And guys, if you're just joining us, we are celebrating with author Jacqueline Thomas promise on today, guys, it is book number 100, Safe House Security. And Jackie, you have put us in a great segue because you shared with the people that, of course, the first her first debut in the intrigue line was Guardian Defender. And as Jacquelin said, this one, yep, it picks right up. Of course, you don't have to read them in order. So if you hadn't read Guardian Defender, it's okay. But I love how Jacquelin, that some of the characters from Guardian Defender, that they make an appearance in this. And one of the things that's super cool, guys, when you get Safe House Security, is I love how at the beginning, I don't know if you can see from my book, but they actually give you a cast of characters. So that kind of helps too. It kind of fills you in of that. And Jackie, and speaking of characters, my friend, for you, and of course, some of the characters make a reappearance, but for Safe House Security, what came first? Was it the characters that you was going to talk about, or was it the plot? Because, like she said, it's kind of like this manhunt, this chase, all this good stuff. What came first when you started working on Safe House Security?
I would have to say the plot because, again, there's a whole manhunt, with the drug cartel, and as you know, it would not be to me realistic. Oh, thank you, Lachelle. That's so sweet. It would not be realistic to have them take down the cartel in a matter
Yeah,
of
yeah.
what I mean. So I knew that there were going to be a series of books, and so that was present. So I had to write that story out. Like, even though you've only seen the second book, I actually know when they get taken down. I know
Oh,
all of that. And it won't be in this book either. So just so
okay.
y'all. But
Look, Jacqueline, no, you gotta keep it going. Look, you gotta keep us on the edge of our seats. I like, cause y'all, let me tell you, this cartel, y'all, let Poppy, okay, this cartel, and every book, and like Jackie said, this is book 2. I love how we learn a little bit more about the cartel or what have you, and how, look, Jackie, and how ruthless. I mean, I'm sure, Jackie, with your research and all this stuff, it's like, oh wow. And y'all, let me tell you, people do die. Okay, I mean, it's a suspense. Okay, it's high action suspense. Okay, and one of the things that I love, if you guys haven't read it so far, same thing in Guardian Defender. Jacquelin comes out with a headliner at the beginning. Y'all, in chapter 1, you gonna get some action. Okay, you gonna get some action, and I love that. And then from the first chapter, they kind of like work backwards as they are solving the case. And I love, Jackie, how you pull different elements of law enforcement, of working these cases. What is that like for you to kind of show different elements of law enforcement when it comes to taking down something like a cartel?
For me, I'm more of a police procedural type of person, and I think it's probably because of law school, studying law, also working with law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
Aspects. And so I got to see, like, I know what it's like to work with the Border Patrol. I know what it's like to work with the FBI. I know what it's like to work with the US.
Mm.
So I've been
Yeah.
entangled, the DEA, Homeland
Yeah.
Security. So I've kind of, you know, been able to be around all these people. I used to work at so I've never been a cop, you guys. Yeah, uh, no, I used to work, the law enforcement training center in Georgia. So I actually was able to work and interact with these agencies. I've been a role player. So at, different times I was a victim, I was a criminal, and they got to take me down and things like that. So that's where a lot of that comes from in watching
Wow.
them interact and just that natural curiosity. But the thing about it, I will tell anybody, it's very challenging because a lot of research goes into it. I watch a lot of crime movies, in NCIS, different shows. And I do that for a reason. I watch documentaries because I'm trying to make sure that what I'm bringing in is authentic, and that kind of thing. But it's not for the faint at heart, not really. And I don't like really gruesome murders. And so even in when people have to die, I try to not make it gratuitous,
Mhm.
but also I try to keep it very delicate, very sensitive,
Mhm.
because you can easily, and this is, I guess, the psychologist in me, I don't want to trigger someone.
Okay.
So, so
Mhm.
I really, really just kind of want to keep it entertaining. I want to feel enough suspense and keep the action going without it really, being like hardcore, you know.
And Jacqueline, you do that very well in your suspense with intrigue as well. Like you said, you definitely keep the action going. You keep us intrigued. You keep us on the edge of your seats. But like you said, you definitely do it in a way where we're wrapped up in the suspense of it all. I don't know if that makes sense. As well. Guys, if you're just joining us, and I know you're ready, Jackie, she's going to read a short snippet. I'm not going to leave you hanging. She's going to read a short snippet for us. But Jacqueline, before you read a short snippet, I want to talk about this a little bit because, again, this is a different line with Harlequin or what have you. And so the covers are a little different. And you did it with Guardian Defender. You've done it with Safe House Security, where it's kind of those covers that you definitely know that it's a suspense. It definitely kind of like pulls you in, like, ooh, like, okay, like what's getting ready to happen. There's something luring around or what have you. Tell us about the cover for Safe House Security. When you saw your final cover, what was it like for you?
I've been doing this for so long, so I mean, it was nice. I get consulted on the covers, and I appreciate that. And so we went kind of a little bit back and forth with the cover, and I actually always send pictures. What I love about AI now is that I can kind of put in the description and send this off to the artist and say, hey, this is kind of what I'm looking for. This is the mood, that kind of thing. So it helps to be able to give them pictures
Mhm.
to actually understand that I didn't pick that one. That was something they came up with based on what I sent them. But I felt like they did a great job
Mhm.
because basically we have a witness that's
Mhm.
on the run. She was actually the wife of the man that I don't want to tell the story, but actually, she's the wife and she's on the run. She leaves witness protection and she's
Mhm.
on the run. So they're looking for her. And it's the U.S. Marshal and and Nova, who is the U.S. Marshal. And anybody that read Guardian Defender, her father was the Witsit person in the Guardian Defender for Riley. That was her
Yeah.
and so she now is she has her own people, and she's looking for her witness, and
Yeah.
the FBI agent is also partnering up with her, and they have history. So this book is about second chances, kind of where they old feelings resurface, you know um
Yeah.
she has issues. She has issues with commitment, and basically he was you know vulnerable with her and got rebuffed, and so he's in his feelings. So there's a little tension between them from the past, but as they're working to find this witness,
Yeah.
they're working out their relationship issues as well. So it was fun to write.
Yeah.
And I love Safe
I
House.
love that. I love that. Yes, yes. And y'all already know if you read anything about if you read Guardian Defender, let me just tell you the whatever safe house they in, it ain't just any safe house because Jacket they have everything. Okay, if they don't go outside another day, they good. Okay, I love that. I love it. Now, Jacqueline, the
I
people
actually
are on
toured
the edge of
I
their
toured
seat. Go
safe
ahead.
house I toured some safe houses, and
Oh
so
wow.
some of them with the panic rooms are, like, really cool, and I'm like, "Yes, that's what I want," you know?
And
So,
Jackie,
yeah.
that is one awesome thing about you and your writing. I mean, all of the research that you do, you do such an amazing job that in your books, it's almost like you do it well. Your research come across where you get it right, if that makes sense. Because with certain things, if you're talking about certain things, you can have people that if that's jobs that they do, you don't want them like, what in the world? But
Yeah.
no, and yours, it's like you take the information that you learn and you make sure that you get it right in your stories. And I'm sure that they appreciate that as well. And Kimberly, she said amazing. She was talking about your research as well. She said amazing. You do your research, and I love it. And that's what we were actually talking about, the research that she does.
Yeah,
Well,
I do my
guys, get ready. Go ahead, Jackie.
I was just saying, I
What'd
do
you
my
say about
research.
your research? Mhm. Let's see. I want to get some of these comments. Robin says it says a lot for the authenticity of her suspense novels that she is granted such access to hook us. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Of course, they are giving you love. Ola says Kimberly says she agree. Let's see. Ola says purchased the ebook this morning. Can't wait to read it. Let me just tell you, Ola, you are in for a treat. Jacquelin does it again with Safe House Security. So, guys, I'm not gonna keep you waiting because I know y'all ready. Jacquelin, I will let you set the scene, set the tone of what you're getting ready to share with us. Just a little snippet of Safe House Security. And guys, this is book number 100 by Jacquelin Thomas.
Okay, basically, I'm going to I'll read a segment in chapter 2
Okay.
where Nova is on the way to Burlington, North Carolina, because Mateo is panicking. What is happening? The cartel, they can't find Mateo and his wife, and Mateo has embezzled money from them, so they're looking for him. They're now killing members of his family to try to draw him out,
Mm-hmm.
because they're ruthless like that. So anyway, Nova got up early to make the hour and 44-minute drive to the quaint town of Burlington. She was vigilant, making sure no one was following her. Not that she expected to be followed, but one couldn't be sure. She always took extra precautions whenever she went to a witness's house. She exited off I-85 and took Freeman Mill Road to a small neighborhood near the Friendly Center. 10 minutes later, Nova pulled into the driveway of a modest two-story house on a corner lot with two sizable, colorful rose bushes adorning the front. She took a deep, calming breath before walking to the porch. Mateo and his wife were going to find a way to work her nerves. She admired the two giant Boston ferns in hanging baskets before ringing the doorbell. Arya had gifted hands when it came to plants and flowers. She found the door unlocked. The lock looked like it had been tampered with, putting her on instant alert. Nova entered the house, hand on her duty weapon. The tiny hands on her neck stood to attention and her pulse raced. Her internal warning system screamed, but she couldn't abandon her charges. After thoroughly searching the main level and finding no one, she went upstairs, relieved she hadn't stumbled across their bodies. Nova was about to walk into the master bedroom when she heard a sound behind her. She glimpsed a shadowed figure in her peripheral view. She prepared to defend herself when another masked intruder shoved her back into the hall. Taken completely by surprise, Nova managed to get gun in hand. But before she could get a shot off, the intruder's gloved fist slammed into her face, making her eyes water. He went for her gun and ripped it out of her hand. Dizzy and disoriented, she used every ounce of strength to land a punch to the intruder's gut. The force of it loosened her gun from the man's grasp and sent it sliding across the floor. Lightning flashed before her eyes as another fist hurtled into her. Nova fought off her assailant with her full might. She scratched, pummeled, and kicked, then grabbed the lamp off a hall table and smashed it down on her attacker. The second intruder hit her on the head with something, causing white hot pain to flash through her brain before everything went black.
Woo. Okay, Jack, let me just tell you. Okay, yeah, I told y'all that Jacquelin don't waste no time. That's at the beginning of the book, okay? She hits you with a headliner. But Jacquelin, as I was reading that, and of course, even as you was reading it, okay, y'all, Jacquelin writes in a way that you could just see it on the big screen, okay? But Jackie, I was clutching pearls. I was like, I mean, all this good stuff when I was reading that section. I was like, I mean, especially when I could imagine her like fighting because first of all, she law enforcement. She's trying to protect herself. She's trying to then the guy the assailant gets a hold of her gun. So I'm sure all these things is going through her mind. So I mean, I was just going through a whole lot. I was doing the most when I was reading that because I'm an active reader. Okay?
It took two of them to take her down.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Look, Jacquelin, they are giving you love. Antoinette said, wow, drawn me in already. I
Um,
love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Antoinette as well. They're saying sounds good. Helen is saying bravo, Reed and Jacqueline. They're just giving you all the love, my friend. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're hanging out with award-winning author Jacqueline Thomas, celebrating her 100th book, Safe House Security. And hold tight because we'll be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of Safe House Security. And it is available in print and it's also available in ebook. This is book number 100. You definitely want to get your hands on a copy of this book as well. And Jacqueline, of course, we do have a giveaway. I'm going to let you share what your giveaway is going to be on tonight, and then I will allow you to assist me to select the winner.
okay. Well, hmm. I think that I want to give away a it's going to be a gift card. It's going to be a gift card.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a gift card.
And look, your buddy Pat hanging out with us. She said, "Let me go gift a copy to someone as well." I love it. Pat be gifting books as well. I love that. I
Yes,
love that. I
yes,
love
she's
that.
so supportive. Always so supportive. I have this tote bag that I'm going to be giving away, but I also want to include a gift card in it. The tote bag, actually, I should have brought it in here, but it says I think it's from 100. That it has me on the cover, but it also has on the front has hidden blessings, like a path, and then it has the 100th book. So it's a tote bag. Um, and I'm gonna include a gift card with it.
Wow, I love that, guys. Did you
So you
hear
put
that?
it
This
right
is
in
a
here.
special giveaway. It is a tote bag. And then Jacqueline is also going to include a gift card. And of course, you know how you enter the giveaway. You just had to comment throughout our conversation on today. Jacqueline, are you ready, my friend? I'm going to get you to help me. I'm going to go up and down the comment section, and you're going to tell me when to stop. And then that person will be the winner of this amazing 100th book giveaway from Jacqueline Thomas. Okay, Jacqueline, let's go. All right, I'm
Thank
going.
you. I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look.
Okay.
I'm gonna close my eyes, and
Okay.
I would say you can stop now.
Okay. Kimberly Tetterton. I hope I'm saying your name right. She said she
Wow.
agrees. Some of the comments, she said she agreed. Kimberly, you are the winner, my friend. If you will
Yeah.
inbox me your information, I will get that over to Jacqueline Thomas. Thank you so much for joining us on today as well. Jacqueline, the time goes by so fast, my friend, and it's been amazing hanging out with you today and celebrating with you today. And I want to ask you this question, Jacqueline. For those out there that may be aspiring authors or new authors, even some veteran authors, what would you say to them if you could give them one piece of advice or what have you? And I'm sure you have lots of advice, but if you could just think of one thing, what would you tell them?
To keep writing, to just keep writing,
Mhm.
not look at what is happening with other people around you, because the writing community is very small, and we know each other, and we hear each other's good news and things like that, and sometimes it can be a bit discouraging if things are happening for everybody around you but you don't see it happening for you. But I will say this. you know um I would have loved to have made the New York Times, never made the New York Times. Did make USA Today, but the thing that I always hold on to is that I haven't missed anything, that I've had a great career, that I was able to retire from corporate America, and I was able to write full time for over 20 something years. So I challenge writers to not look at what other people are doing and focus on what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, what God has for you. Because LaJill Scott, not LaJill, yeah, LaJill said it best. We were at a event recently, and one of the things she said was, "What God has for me ain't gonna miss me," and I want
Mhm.
you to remember that what God has for you is not going to miss you. So
I
just
love that, Jacqueline. That's so true.
yes, and focus on being the best writer that you can be. Write your stories. You got to believe in you. I believed in me when nobody else, and I believe in me when nobody else did. You know, um,
Mhm.
that's what I can tell you. Be your first fan. Be your first fan.
Mm.
And
I
I
love that. And Jacqueline, that is a mouthful of what you just shared and great advice as well. And they are giving you love continually in the comment sections. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're hanging out with Jacqueline Thomas. And one of the things that I can share with you, Jacqueline, is that your writing is definitely leaving just a part, it's a part of your legacy. And it's those that have been following you for 20 plus years. And I love to see how you have your veteran followers, but every day you are gaining new readers that are learning about Jacqueline Thomas. And not only are they learning about Jacqueline Thomas, but one of the things as a book nerd again myself is whenever you're able to, when you discover a new author and you have a plethora of backlists to go back to, and Jacqueline, they have 100 something books that they can go back to if they are just discovering Jacqueline Thomas today. And one of the things, guys, that I can truly honestly say, and I know I have some other super fans that will be in the Amen Corner, like Lachelle Weaver, like Tony Bonita, like Pat Simmons, they can honestly say that Jacqueline Thomas, her books and her writing is timeless. I mean, you can pick up, I mean, from Redemption to look to Sensation to any of those back books, and they are still relevant, defining moments. They are still relevant and touching individuals today. So, Jacqueline, I want to personally say thank you for coming on the cafe to celebrate your 100th book. I am totally and super duper excited and proud of you. And just to be able to just read your books, continue to read your books, just know that this super fan is just so excited for you. Congratulations. And I know, some people at your centennial ball, we were saying now we're rooting for 150, y'all. So we just put hashtag 150, okay? We're just giving Jacqueline some love that we want her to keep on writing. We know she's doing some other things, but just know that, Jacqueline, there are individuals that we are waiting every time you have a new release. And speaking of that, can you speak a little bit about King David that is coming out? I just want you to share a little bit about that.
So yeah, it's going to be hardcover. This is a proof. I got it today, and it
I
looks great. I
love
was
it.
like, yes, I was like, oh, I'm so excited. King David is actually a modern day adaptation of King David's story in the Bible, and is set in the modern day in the music industry. So that's book 101. And I do want to add, I don't have the covers yet, but in January, February, and March of next year, I will be releasing 3 books on writing. For is nonfiction for writers, and they're based on psychological theories. So the first book is basically creating characters using attachment theory. We'll be creating characters using environmental theory and creating characters using birth order theory. So I'm actually dabbling into I teach these usually in my workshops, so now I'm actually going to make the books available to people that really want to write and know how to draw their characters and make sure that their characters have purpose, because we want to make them 3 dimensional. We want them to be relatable, and a lot of times I found writers who create their characters a certain way and don't know why they are the way they are. So we're going to use psychology
Mm.
to help them figure out their characters' goals and motivations.
I love that. And Jacqueline, thank you for spilling the tea and sharing it here on the cafe. And authors out there, aspiring authors out there, oh my goodness, if you have never attended a Jacqueline Thomas writing workshop, oh my goodness, you are in for a treat. So stay tuned to those 3 books that she has coming out next year in 2025, as well as stay tuned to King David. If I'm not mistaken, Jacqueline, correct me if I'm wrong, they can actually start pre-ordering King David as well. Is that correct? They can start pre-ordering that book.
They can pre-order the ebook, the hardcover. I don't think they can pre-order that, but they can pre-order the ebook. Yes,
Okay.
but the
You
hardcover
can
will
pre-order the ebook. And of course,
December 3rd. December 3rd, they'll be out.
I love that. I love that. And of course, Jacqueline, you have to share with the people how can they get their hands on a copy of Safe House Security. And of course, guys, it is available with Riches in Reading. There is some giveaway items that is attached if you order from Riches in Reading, but there's some other places as well. And so we will definitely be sure to put the link for Riches in Reading in the
Yeah.
comment section. But Jacqueline, is there other places that they can get this book from as well?
Well, all major retailers, but definitely we want to support our Black owned bookstores. So definitely, Riches in Reading. She's been very supportive. So yes, if you would, I think we do have like some giveaways and things with attached to it. So definitely.
I love that. I love that. Well, Jacqueline, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And of course, my friend, I have to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say to the people on tonight.
As always, it's about thanking these people, because thank you guys, because you could have been anywhere this evening. You could be with your boo, you could be eating, you could be doing anything, but you chose to spend this time with me and share the space. And so I'm always grateful for that. And again, I was able to thank the people that attended the sneaker ball, but I want to thank you all too. I would not be at 100 if it wasn't for you all. So thank you for all of that. Thank you for all of that, because we did this all together. I did not just do this on my own. We did this together. It takes a partnership between readers and writers. And so, really, thank you so, so much.
I love that. I love that. And Jacqueline, they are continuing to give you a love as well on today. Guys, as Jacqueline said, thank you so much for hanging out with us and celebrating her 100th book. Of course, links are in the comment section. Safe House Security is available live and in color. It's available in ebook and it's available in print. Again, it is a tell a friend type of read. Again, guys, we're coming up to the holiday, the Christmas season. Books make a great gift. So, of course, you can buy one from a friend for a gift as well. So that is our show on today. But before we leave, y'all know Jacqueline has to tell us, how can we stay connected with you? And go ahead, Jacqueline.
Oh, yes. I just want to remember, Riches in Reading, the books will be autographed. So if you order from Riches in Reading, they will be autographed. So I wanted to make sure we got that out as well. If you want an autographed copy, you can reach me. I'm on Facebook. Jacqueline Writes, I think, is my thing on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. TikTok. Don't really know what to do with it. So I'm there though. But anyway. But thank
I
you
love
all.
that. I love that. And also, guys, definitely stay connected with Jacqueline. She has a website. There's a newsletter. Sign up for her newsletter as well. She didn't mention she also has a Facebook group called the Champagne Lounge. You can sign up for that as well. And when you sign up, there's just a little, this little questionnaire. Answer the questions. They got you. They got you covered. Answer the questions, and they will allow you into the group as well. Jacqueline, thank you so much, my friend. Congratulations on 100th book. And we want all of you guys on today, guys. You know what we're going to say. Have an amazing day, because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. And be sure to get a copy of Safe House Security. Good night.
Good night.